All right, guys, welcome back to another DreamState Livin podcast episode. I am, of course, your host, Ethan Trabzak. Today I am with Sabina. I am very excited for this conversation. I actually met Sabina maybe 45 days ago doing my first Ayahuasca House experience. And from there, I've created a really nice relationship with Sabina. And one thing about this podcast is I look for people who I feel are living in their purpose, living in their dharma, which we talk about so much. And I really feel as if that is Sabina. So I'm excited to bring her to you guys today. And without further ado, we'll just get into it. Before we get going, Sabina's first language is Espanol. Yo viver en Colombia. So as despacio, we will take our time today. And I'm excited for it. So I guess I wanted to start off here, Sabina. How did you end up at the Ayahuasca House? Can you tell us a little bit about your story and how you were raised and what led you to here?
Well, to do a little story is impossible. I will try to make it short. Um, like everybody, I was searching for something to give, or my purpose, or to do something good with my life, and that give something to others. For sure, before I wasn't like this. I was not living like this. I had to struggle a lot in my 20s. Actually, in my 20s, I was consuming some drugs, and I was in parties like almost everybody. But one day, for some reason, I was asking to the universe, um, I need something else. And somebody um, told me about ayahuasca, and I start my journey there. In the beginning, of course, it was my inner healing, um, because I had a lot of things in my past that let me, go on. I was like, como se dice, a trap.
Yeah,
Um,
you're in a trap. It felt like in your 20s.
yeah, in my 20s. Um, but later, when I start my inner journey, reading, um, actually, before ayahuasca, I did a lot of things, um, spiritual things, trying to find myself. Um, well, at the end, when I start with the journey with ayahuasca, step by step, because like this, I am doing this like 15 years.
15 years.
15 years.
Wow.
And step by step. And later I met Renato in the jungle, drinking ayahuasca, actually.
You met Renato in the jungle?
Yeah.
Wow.
That is another history.
Renato is Sabina's husband. That doesn't connect there, and he is the other lead here at Ayahuasca House this weekend.
And we connect each other, and we start to drink ayahuasca together. And how I can say this, on the way we realized that we can work with this, but it was not one day to another. We had to learn a lot, with uh, different titles, and later we met our master, and he teaches a lot, and learning, making mistakes, but
Yeah.
now we are here.
That's beautiful, and Sabina is a loving wife, a mother, a guide, and a healer to many. One thing that I've seen when I come here, and for me it happened firsthand, is so important is for me was a conversation with you, and it's like a therapy session, if you will, and you spend a lot of time with each person, each individual here, and that's, I'm sure that's not easy for you to do that, but do you find a lot of enjoyment when you have these conversations with individuals in these therapy sessions, if you will?
Yes, of course. But first thing that I want to say is not regular psychotherapy. It's different. What I do is human biography. Of course, that a human biography it takes for uh, 10, 15 sessions more or less. But in the retreats, we start with the people. Of course, I enjoy when it's more than enjoy. It's like when I have someone here, I just feel and I try to connect with the pain, with the sadness of the other person, and I try to give some words to realize what is happening inside. Um, if you remember our session, it was more or less 2 hours. We go really deep into the childhood, and we see what was happening with mom and dad and school and everything, because everything what we are now, it comes from our childhood 100%. So yes, we take uh, time. That is the reason, because we make just we have here, sorry, like between 8 and 12 people, because we try to give the best quality for each person that comes here.
Yeah, which we'll definitely get into that a little bit later. I wanted to talk about that because it is bar none what you guys offer here in terms of other journeys. And human biography, it's a lot about the childhood and your development. Is this type of
Human biography is a method to know yourself. It's not only about the childhood. It's actually it's about your life.
yeah, wow.
Of course, in every session, when the people decide to keep going with the therapy, we go peeling layers. Every time is deeper, 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 deeper.
A little uncomfortable.
It's beautiful because with this you recognize your patterns of behavior. You recognize what you really like, what you don't. Uh, why I'm doing this, or why I should do this. But at the end, I take the people to, in some way, to recognize themselves and how they think and how they believe.
I think it's so important to really know thyself, and it's a lot of times I talk about this as well because in life, a lot of people are, I believe, are unhappy because maybe they're not doing the right things that maybe society has programmed them to think that this brings you happiness, whether it's a lot of money, but for them it's actually not what they like to do, and they're doing a lot of things that um, maybe is getting them thumbs up in society, but inside they don't even know thyself or their own values, so they feel really empty inside.
Yes, this is something very, very deep, because, again, we have to start the way how our parents raise us. So, you know, just speaking a little bit, because how I say this is big.
Yeah.
We are in this system, and we live in the in patriarch way. How is the patriarch way? Submission, stronger over the weaker. So our parents, of course, they give us everything what they had, but they didn't know what we really need. So they never listened and Later, we see histories when we are alone, or we fight a lot with our parents, or our parents fight a lot and they don't pay us attention. They just send us to the school and they don't hear our voice. Maybe we are bullied in the school and we realize that we can't say nothing. And later, we start to swallow everything and just do what the adult people want, our parents in the beginning, how they want to see us, but they, in many ways, they don't know us because they don't pay attention to our real feelings and emotions. Something that I always say is what I do when I am sad, what I do when I am angry, what I do when I am frustrated, what I do when I have fear. And somebody have to teach us how to deal, or maybe transform those emotions. In the beginning, when we are little kids, we are very immature.
Yeah.
We still being immature, but later with a lot of patterns of behaviors and layers over our inner being. In the beginning, we are raw. Raw is the right way to say it, como crudo, raw.
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 See.
Um, how the little kid ask for something, or maybe how the little kids say that don't want to do something, ah! You know, and what our parents do, go away, or some physical punishments, or just they don't pay attention. And this is just only on surface. The histories that I hear sometimes is really horror movies. And there start everything. And later we grow up and we lose the contact with our real me.
Yeah.
Because later I had to play sports that my parents want, have good grades, even if I don't like the school, do everything what the society asks us, but never parents really pay attention what the little kid really want. Later, we had to choose a career, we had to choose something because we had the pressure, because we had to earn money, we had to do something. But later, we go outside, we finish, for example, the high school, and we don't know nothing about nothing. We don't know nothing about myself, about the life, about my body. We just have to go and survive in some way. That is one of the reasons because we are lost. And another thing is we maybe start to consume something, drugs, alcohol, video games, social media things, whatever. At the end, it's the same. A cigarette, or maybe playing games. At the end, is I need something to feel the emptiness.
Because I'm lost, I need something to help me find something.
But we are looking for that something outside because nobody teaches how to deal or transform my emotions inside.
Wow.
And actually, that is one of the things that we try to teach the people in 4 days. Of course, it's too short, but we try to teach. Of course, the medicine do the biggest job, but in the beginning with the therapy, I try to go there and make the people realize in which place inside have to go and search the answers.
You had brought up these questions. What do I do when I'm sad? What do I do when I'm angry? Maybe someone who's listening is 30 years old and they still don't know what to do with these questions or don't know how to answer them. Do you have any advice on these questions here? Is it to just come to Ayahuasca House and do the work, or?
Look, this is something that I can't give you a pill for headache. It's something
no
that
aspirin for this.
no, you have to do your inner job and know yourself, know what you are doing everything what you do and the reasons why. It's like, look, normally we just think and think and think and think and think, and maybe we feel that we are not enough. We feel that uh, we are not happy. We feel that um, I don't know, the emptiness at the end. Of course, that we need to go very deep to our history to realize what to do, because that there is not a list of settings what I do when I am sad.
Yeah.
And check. No, because it's everyone is different. What I can do when I am sad is not the same what you can do. At the end, normally what we do, normally we just maybe escape or overthink or consume something because we don't have emotional tools. And those emotional tools is something that we have to really work in it. It's not one day to another. Of course, in the therapy and with the ayahuasca here and with the sessions that we can do here, we teach a little bit, but later, really, it's up to you to make the homework and to put in practice what we try to teach you in some way.
Which is so important. And today in society, there's more and more distractions every day and easier things, because maybe when you were a child there was drugs and there was things to avoid. Now social media is at every kid's fingertips, mostly, and especially in Western society in Estados Unidos in the United States, kids that are 7 years old walking around with their phones
Everywhere. It's everywhere.
So the vices are becoming a lot easier accessible, and every day there's a new TikTok, Instagram, there's something new to feed the kids and distract the kids. So I just wanted to emphasize how important it is what you're saying to work on this. And it doesn't mean if someone who's listening is 30 years old, 40 years old, it's not too late to start the work. It just because your childhood was challenging, it's never too late to start the work. I wanted to go back and ask, when you at first got into this work with ayahuasca, your 20s, you were, just like me too, was drinking and partying a lot. Do you feel as if you were divinely led to this work, like almost as if a hand of God got you to meet Renato and got you to try ayahuasca? Do you understand what I'm
No,
asking?
say again, please. Sorry.
Do you believe that there was some ¿cómo se dice divinity?
Divinidad or God or
See,
yes.
like God's work to lead you to do this.
I will say yes, but that is a concept that everyone have a different concept. Is but for me, really, I have the guidance. Actually, in my meditations, I always ask for help to the universe, and really I hear some answers. I don't know if I am crazy, but it works for me. um,
Amazing.
it's it's beautiful because before in my 20s I never had beliefs or something like that. It's not about beliefs. It's about when you connect with yourself, you can connect with the universe. The universe have the wisdom and everything. And when you really want to change, when you really want to know something else, when you really want to have a purpose, the divine guidance is perfect for that. For me, it works perfectly.
When you connect with yourself, you connect with the universe.
See?
I really love that. Amazing, Sabina. Um, this question you ask when we first sit in a circle, when we first come here, I'm going to ask you your first memory. Why? Why do you ask this?
Why? Well, with the method that I do, it's very important just realize more or less when the people start to have memories, because I have some people uh, that really they don't remember nothing, 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 nothing. But that is something, because when I don't remember nothing, it's because, of course, it was very, very, very painful. So we, in some way, our brain decide to just cut to don't be crazy, actually, because it was very hard for that little kid. Actually, when I am with the people doing the sessions, I don't know, it's something that happened to me and it's very personal, I can say. But I always look the eyes and I just see the little kid. I just see the little kid and I try to speak to the little kid and I try to put specific words to open something inside.
Wow, that must be so amazing for some people to have you speak to them like this, because maybe no one in their whole life they remember ever speaking to them like that and to asking them these type of questions. So that's powerful. I wanted to ask you um, your role about motherhood in your journey. One thing that not just me, but a lot of people notice when we are at Ayahuasca House is how amazing your relationship is with Nila, your daughter, and how incredibly free she seems and so happy. And I told you earlier that a lot of children I see, they almost look handcuffed by technology and by distractions, and they cannot sit still, which is maybe normal for children, but they're always on cell phones. But Neela is smiling, running around, coming to hug you. If she was here right now, she'd probably be coming to hug you while we're doing this. And it's just, it's really beautiful to see. And a lot of other people comment on it. And um, I just wanted to ask you a little bit about how you raised her and what you're currently doing now, and maybe if it's a little bit different than how you were raised.
100%. Look, I had a very difficult childhood, very, very difficult. And later, of course, doing my inner job, I realized that, of course, my mom never had tools. She was very young, and I received a lot of violence because that was the way how she grew up. You know, it's generation behind generation behind generation, and we see the horror movies there. Doing my inner job, um, I realized that I had to change the history, at least in my little family, to do different, to really plant the seed. Um, we decide to do homeschooling. We decide to do different. I can speak with Nila, and Nila can speak with me very free. She can tell me how she feel, what she want, what she don't like. For example, things, little things, and make a big difference. I don't obligate her to eat or to wear something that she don't like. If she don't like to go to any place, or maybe, yes, she can choose. Of course, we have rules in our home, because rules give some order, but not stupid rules, you know. Um, for example, she liked to, of course, to see movies. She's 8 years old, but we have just 2 days per week to use the television. Or but adding something else is that I always check what kind of content she can see and what not, because that now we can see horrible things. You see cartoons, but at the end are not real cartoons. It's war and lies and things like that. So I take care a lot, but it's not about that she's into a bubble. Actually, we can travel. We have some friends. Um, she go to skate classes. She have friends. I bring her friends here. We make, como se dice, when they sleep.
Sleepovers.
Yeah, we do a lot of activities. Um, and she can express herself.
Which is important expression, especially only 8 years old. And
Sometimes she really is angry. Sometimes she's really frustrated and she say, "I'm frustrated, mom. I don't want this." And what I do in those cases, I just listen. What else I can do? And I try to give her um, something positive, or sometimes really I don't know what to do, and I tell her, okay, let's see uh, what I can do for you, or I ask her what I can do to make you feel better, for example, and she say, just give me a hug.
oh, and it's clear that she's getting a lot of love from yourself and Renato. And one thing that you had mentioned last time I was here was uh, in the early stages, parents like we need to push them out into their own bedroom and kick them out early so they can grow up and be independent. But for you, it's the opposite. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, this is another thing about the human biography. We touch all these things in every session because it's very important. You know, we are mammals. As a mammals, human mammals, we have needs, and we have a human mammal design, and we forget that. We believe that we have kids, and later we send them to the kindergarten, or maybe somebody else take care. We give the food, and we give toys and cell phone and child. Now the nature is that the little mammal is is here until they feel uh, comfort, until they really feel that they are protected. We still sleeping with our daughter because she feel that she's not ready to have her own room. Of course, she have her bed in our bedroom, and maybe sometimes she say, "I want to sleep alone today." But it's a step by step. In the beginning, she just want to be like this, and is normal. And now, step by step, she's going, how can I say this, a little bit far. Now she can sleep in another house, for example, with
She's gaining independence, but she's not being forced independence,
Epa. See.
which is beautiful. And I appreciate you sharing that. Anything else you wanted to say on that?
No.
Okay. I wanted to share with you a quote that do you know who Terrence McKenna is?
No.
Terrence McKenna is he's an American, and he maybe died in the 80s, but he was very for ayahuasca and these type of medicines. And well, maybe this quote will help you understand him. Psychedelics are illegal not because a loving government is concerned that you may jump out of a third-story window. Psychedelics are illegal because they dissolve opinion structures and culturally laid down models of behavior and information processing. They open you up to the possibility that everything you know is wrong. I wanted to ask you your thoughts on this quote.
It's true. What else I can say?
Yeah, I could tell by your reaction, and I had a feeling, and I wanted to go into a little bit of more about that because maybe a lot of my listeners are European and American, mostly American, and uh, they're in this matrix society. And one thing in my journey with, I started with psilocybin, and then from psilocybin, I ventured and eventually found myself with ayahuasca, and it's been very, very profoundly eye opening to me. Um, and I wanted to just touch a little bit. Do you believe that, um, like, governments suppress psychedelics because there's a disruption of societal control? Um, like, I'll give you an example. Three people come to Ayahuasca House and they go back home and they completely change how they live their life, and they um, maybe no longer take this one job in the U.S. and their mind changes. Does that make sense?
Maybe can be. Well, I don't know a lot about that, about the reasons because the governments don't let us to do this kind of things. But I think that yes, they know that these psychedelics really open our conscience.
Mm.
Look, actually, to answer this with a little history, I have some families sometimes when they realize what they are doing with their kids, immediately they take them out of the school because they realize that it's pure shit.
It's pure shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like some parts of school is like factories, and we send the sheep to the factories to mold them. It's like, okay, these ones, they're getting C's in school, so we're going to force them to be laborers. These people are getting B's, so let's put them into this category. But maybe the people that are getting C's would get A's in a subject that they really loved, and they'd be better for society, and they'd achieve more. But there's always forces of control with things, and it's beautiful because a lot more people these days, I believe, are opening up, decalcifying the pineal gland and escaping this matrix society. And I've seen a lot of people utilize plant medicine to do so.
More than escaping is to just learn how to live different.
Mm.
You with yourself, feeling good, feeling that you are happy, feeling that you feel real peace. It's not about we go to make a manifestation and say everybody. No, it's everyone in each home doing what they really had to do. But what do people do when they go back home? Television. That's it. So it's different. More than escape is to live into, because we are living here actually, is to live. Look, you go to the supermarket. The supermarket have a lot of choices of food, trash food and organic food or healthy food. And you can choose.
Mm.
It's about that. It's about you learn how to choose better to live a healthy life.
Mm. What a great analogy. You can look at your life like a supermarket. Are you going to the Doritos and the chips and the cookies, or are you going to the health foods on the outside, the plants and the medicine? Wow. Uh, when some people come to Ayahuasca House, and do you ever have people that come here that are really close-minded? Uh, and is it possible for them? Is ayahuasca help people that are really close-minded, or is it? Do you have to have some version of at least a little bit of an open mind?
Hmm. Yes, sometimes we have people that we realize that they really don't want.
Mm.
And maybe they have a nice trance, they see maybe colors and things, but just only on surface, because they, at the end, it's a lot of fear.
Yeah.
They don't want to go deep and release and surrender, because it's about that. It's about you see yourself and nobody's telling you nothing. It's just about that you really see yourself, and that sometimes for some people can be scary, and they at the end go away.
Yeah. Mm.
And we try, we really try, we explain them, we give a lot of, I don't know, explanations, but at the end they have a lot of fear to face themselves and to question their own beliefs.
Mm. Yeah, I think a lot of that comes from fear and even overthinking. It can stem from fear. Um, so, I mean, an open mind is really crucial in really anything, and especially coming to an environment like this. And I actually was humbled with ayahuasca because I thought I had an open mind. And then I realized that was my biggest problem. Was I did not have an open mind. And I really, it took me quite a few sessions to finally like release and 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 the reason why I wanted to ask that, because that was a really good example of, because I don't think people walk around thinking I have a closed mind, I'm just a closed-minded person. No, I don't think they think that.
No, no.
It's like a crazy person, like usually a crazy person just walking around saying, "Hey, I'm crazy. Nice to meet you." Uh, but we might need to learn that we are closed-minded, and the acceptance is really important. Um, what are your thoughts on depression and pharmaceutical medicines?
uh, that is something, you know, you it's again about our history and about how this society was made, because we need pills to find a solution of something. We, well, of course, maybe if we don't have tools, and the only tool that society offer us is, okay, I have depression, I have to go to the doctor, and maybe the doctor help me with something. Of course, it's sad, because those people really, 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 they don't know something else. They don't have another choice, maybe, because one of the biggest problems is that society just offer that kind of things. Okay, now the planet a little bit is changing and many people is awakening, but it's sad because depression is deep, 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 deep sadness, and I don't know what to do with that. So I just create in my mind something very, very negative, and I chew that for days, hours, and years, and I don't know how to go out of that. And we believe that taking a pill is a solution. You know, those pills really are very, very bad, because that just make us functional and cut everything, but that doesn't mean that the problem goes away. At the end, it's worse, because every time you need more pills and your blood is more poison, your liver have more toxins, and later you need a bigger dose to feel better. And you know, yes, I'm really not agree with that.
Mm.
Is that if you feel sadness, if you feel that you don't have purpose in life, you feel that everything's horrible, at least to see a little bit inside, okay, what they have to do. Of course, it's not about judgments. It's about that we don't have tools, and of course we need some help. That somebody else help me to realize what is happening, and if I have will to make the homework, for sure it can be better.
This subject to me is touchy. When I was I told you this during our session, but when I was a kid, like maybe 12 years old, the doctors put me on ADHD medicine. So it's Adderall. A lot of people are familiar with this. And all throughout high school, I was like grinding my teeth, and
Nice.
I remember I would smoke weed because Adderall would bring me here, and then the weed would kind of mellow me back here. And I'm like, I'm a boy. What am I doing? And one particular time, I was 18 years old, a senior in high school, and just on Adderall, so on drugs in school, and I'm in the bathroom, and some guy looks at me wrong. I punch him in the face for no reason, just like a really hurt kid. And I remember after, like when the drugs calmed down, I think to myself like, why did I do something so crazy? And that scenario, it frightens me because for me to hit someone in the face, imagine what these drugs could get someone else to do even more crazier than that. And it's happening.
Yes, because that, how I can say this, make it like a cut here, and you are functional like a robot, and you can do everything. You can awake in the morning, eat your breakfast, do your homework and everything, but you are not there. It's just you are completely out of yourself.
Mm. It's like if you have a nice garden and weeds start to grow, and then you just trim the weeds with scissors, and then they grow more and they grow more. It's We have to pull the roots, and I think that's kind of what we're getting at. Is you can't have this quick fix of antidepressants. I know a lot of people have challenges with alcohol too. It's in my family and myself. Alcohol, you said earlier, it's you take one pill, the next time you need two, the next time you need three. And with alcohol, it's very scary as well, because you have two drinks. Wow, Sabina, I feel amazing. Let's go dancing. And then the next day, I'm like, oh. And then I need three drinks. Oh, I feel good again. And then it just continuous,
It's
continuous,
like
continuous.
it's like, but
It's a lie, yeah.
that is the tools that society give us. It's not real and it's not honest. And about how I say THDA, it's another life. It's another life. You see?
ADHD.
It's
Yeah.
that one. Sorry.
Sorry.
Because look, the little kids need to discover themselves. They need to play, climb trees, go to the nature. You know, it's insane that in the schools, since you are 4 years old, they force you to just to sit, and if you don't sit, you are behaving bad. So later they say that you are not um, that you don't have attention, but it's of course the little kids don't have attention because they are immature. Attention is growing up step by step when the brain is ready.
Mm.
You know, I have a little history about my daughter. When she was 5 years old, I was trying to teach her letters because I just wanted to because she's very smart. So uh, I was trying to teach her. In some moments, I was a little bit frustrated because she didn't want. And one day she told me, she was 5, Mom, I'm not ready. And I say, I was a little bit frustrated. I say, Mila, but tell me when you are when you will be ready. I let you know.
Oh.
When she was 7, she saw a friend reading, and she come to me and told me, Mom, I'm ready. And I promise you, in 1 month, she was reading, just very easy, without suffering. just playing. She had a teacher, and she was very happy with her teacher because it was not like you had to sit and learn this. No, it was just playing in the garden and doing um, experiments and things like that. And later she was reading just like that, and now she read amazing, better than other kids in the same age. But it's just slow. She know maths. She know multiplications. She know a lot of things, but she's playing all the time. Sometimes I ask her what you did with the teacher today. What I did, I was playing. I was playing, okay, and she's doing amazing.
She's enjoying the learning process.
Yes, and she wants to learn. Sometimes she say, "Mom, um, about the planets," and she asked me, for example, about the sun. She asked me if we can travel to another planet. What are the names of the planets and how many days have 1 year? So maybe we see documentaries of things, and later she for example, if she are with you and she asks you, Ethan, do you know how many days have 1 year? It's like
Oh, it's amazing. So I feel like we could talk about that stuff for days. I wanted to now move into the natural healing at Ayahuasca House. It's something very. The process here is different from what I experienced, and maybe I wanted to ask, not to start by tell you about my first experience with ayahuasca. I don't know if I told you yet, but I went to Peru and I did a 3 day journey at a really nice place. It was in the jungle with a shaman, but it was different. It was I arrived and okay, you're in this small hut here by yourself. Um, I show you everything. You can have food at 12 o'clock, but go relax and prepare ceremonies at 5. And I go to ceremony and I sit down and I drink ayahuasca with people that were doing dietas, so I never see these people before, and I felt very uncomfortable. I'm supposed to let go, but I'm very nervous with these people next to me. And so this was my introduction to ayahuasca. It was a little bit scary, and after the shaman was asking me and my friends for money because we're 6 feet tall white guys from Estados Unidos. So for me, it was I did enjoy it. It was profound, but it was different. And then I show up here and I arrive and okay, today we do Kambo. I'm like, okay, what's Kambo? Kambo's a frog and this, and you're gonna make me throw up. Okay, does it make me see things or what? So, and we go into deep explanation on what it is, and I'll ask you in a sec. And then there's rapé, and then there's uh, como se the eye drops?
Saranga.
Saranga, and then there's the ayahuasca journey. But before all this, we're meeting everybody. I'm communicating with the other people I'm going to be drinking with. I'm speaking with Renato. I'm speaking with you. The women in the kitchen are very welcoming and smiling and happy. And to me, that was very important because it made me feel at home right away. And I've already recommended 2 people to come to Ayahuasca House. And because to allow an experience like this, I believe to start off feeling at home is so important. So I guess to start off, like, how did you guys create this environment, and why is it so important to you?
Well, first is because in our self journey, starting with the ayahuasca, it was like this or worse. We came to places, and there is a shaman, and defend yourself. That's it. It's like one toilet for 70 people. It was like really, really. It, Here in Colombia, it's like this. Many people in pay is very cheap, but it's you can't imagine. There's in very little places, and you have to lay down like this. How you can say?
Yeah, very, very close to
Very
other
very
people.
close.
Wow.
Everywhere, everybody was vomiting, and they don't give you food. You have to take your own food. You have to just take your blankets and things like that. Now there are many places that they, of course, they are doing different, but we start to think and do when we realize, hey, let's do retreats and creating this model in some way. We say have to be comfort, and people need to feel that they come home. And maybe if they never had a home, we will give them a home for a week. um, Really, I choose my team. Actually, of course, this is free. If you want to drink ayahuasca or do kambo or do this kind of things, is free. I don't obligate, of course, anyone to do it. But the people who is working for me need a little process because for me, for example, the food is very important, and people who is cooking, those people need to be clear, need to be, uh, you know, feel happiness, enjoy the work, doing for service and real service. So I take care every piece of here, the cleaning. Maybe some people don't see that, but I have people who is cleaning a lot of shit because if you know about ayahuasca, you purge.
Yeah. Literally and rhetorically, shit.
So the people is cleaning and make sure that you are comfort. Um, yes, our team is very very important.
Yeah, we go to bed after a journey and we wake up and breakfast being made, it's clean, it's a beautiful environment, and to me that was really, really important. And the food was one of my favorite things here, of course, because all day you're purging and cleansing, and the next day to have maybe an hour of delicious food and relaxation is really nice and helps you to prepare for your next journey, which was amazing. And you had said the people who are cooking your food to have good, clean thoughts. I've been thinking about this lately because after my first Ayahuasca House experience in December, I could not go out to eat really because uh, I would get sick with normal food outside after my first experience, and I was like, "What is going on?" I tried to have a cheeseburger. I could not eat a cheeseburger. I would up all night throwing up, and I would eat at a restaurant, and the cooks maybe are not getting paid much and not so happy to be there, and I would feel energetically like I would drop points.
Yeah.
And I've been more mindful with where I go out to eat and cooking for myself and making sure I'm not rushing the process in a good frame of mind. Um, why 4 days?
Why 4 days? Look, before, like 8 years ago, we did 6 days.
Well,
It was a lot for not only for the team, for the people was a lot because it's tough. Sometimes is not only the energy is just it's a lot purging. Later we say, okay, let's do 3 days, but we realize that 3 days is like not enough. Later we tried with 4 days and we found a very good measure. You said something before because some people believe that I will drink ayahuasca, I will change my life, I need one ceremony. No, forget it. forget it. Even with 4 ceremonies, um, still being short, but it's a good measure to you go deep inside, because this is an example that I always give is you have a glass of water, and if the bottom is the sediment, what is the sediment? Uh, Bad thoughts, negativity, bad habits, sadness, anger, all those things. When you drink ayahuasca, and mostly the first 2 days, it's, you know, the fears and things are going out. And later, the last 2 days is more that you have a lot of mind clarity, you receive the wisdom of the universe, you realize, this is what I have to do. It's you with you. And adding with the therapy give you like the another key to go deeper. Um, so that is the reason, because we do 4 days. We found a good measure. Of course, we never promise that you will be illuminated in 4 days. It's impossible. You need to keep going with your inner job. And maybe if you decide, okay, ayahuasca is not for me, that can be. But at least that you do something to feed your soul. Because here, maybe this is a concept that one, if you never did ayahuasca, maybe you can't understand. But the people who drink ayahuasca, yes, is our soul was starving, and with this you give a lot of food to your soul, and you can, you eat every day. You feed your body because you need to eat every day, and our soul, we need to feed our soul. And it's not about religion, or it's not about beliefs. No, it's about deep inside, and clean deep inside, and realize that everything will be okay at the end. After everything, we realize everything will be okay.
Everything will be okay. Our soul is starving. I was laying right here actually, and it was on my third day, and oh, I was purging a lot this day, and for me, sometimes when I'm purging, I can see it cleansing negativity. I can
See?
see it leaving me, and I almost start to laugh sometimes and like say, "Yes, yes, lead me." And while I'm throwing up, I hear in my mind, "Drink another cup." I'm like, "No, no, I cannot drink another cup." And I knew Renato would be happy with, with me if I asked for one after this. And when you say our soul is starving, in that moment, it reminded me of that moment because my soul, although it's purging, it wanted more love. It wanted more healing and medicine in that moment, and it asked for another one. And I drank another cup, and 2 hours later, I'm by the fire. Same thing. But that day was probably my best day, and my third day, and the most healing for me. Very, very challenging, but the most healing on that day.
Yes. I always promise that will be hard, but beautiful. It's amazing, beautiful. It's amazing. You really, well, you, yes, but people who never drink, um, is we don't have really words to explain how beauty is, and how clean you feel, the clarity later that you realize what you exactly need to do to to live better.
Mm. It's a good example or comparison. Last year I ran an ultra marathon. So in Mexico, I run 50 kilometers through the jungle, and I was very excited. Just like with ayahuasca, I'm very excited to come. While I'm running, why did I pay for this? This is so difficult. And similar with ayahuasca, when you're in the experience, why am I here? Why did I pay for this? I'm puking here, I'm shitting over there. It's very challenging. And then after, it's like, okay, when am I coming back? And it's the same thing with the running. It's like, okay, when am I signing up for my next marathon? So it's an interesting comparison there. So, um, I'll actually touch on Kambo in a little bit. One thing that I really enjoyed that is different here was doing ayahuasca during the daytime. Uh, is this something that you guys? Is this only Ayahuasca House does this? Because most retreats, it's usually in the night, and it's 2 nighttime sessions and 2 daytime sessions. For me, I really enjoyed the daytime session.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
That's the only reason why, because it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Okay, I didn't know if there was any.
Beautiful. It's like the sun, or maybe sometimes the rain.
Oh, the rain and the sun.
Is colors and look. We forget how to enjoy what we have around. And drinking ayahuasca, for example, you can realize the beauty, even in the night. Sometimes when I just look the sky and I say,
Stars.
wow, this is amazing. So it's just to reconnect. But there is not special reason. Maybe one reason is because we want that people sleep. Because 4 nights in is too much.
Yeah.
During the day, later, at the end you eat, you can rest, and we can rest too, because look, we are doing this very often. Sometimes one time per month, and sometimes 2 times per month. So I have a team, and I have to take care of my team. So we try to make it to be a little bit comfort for us and comfort for the clients.
Which is beautiful. I wanted to go back. I know we talked about this earlier, because when you arrive at Ayahuasca House, everyone has a one-on-one with Sabina. So a one-on-one session with you. My session, for me, it was it gave me a lot to think about during my session with ayahuasca, and it was really profound to have that session. And same thing with my friend who came here. You pulled some things out of him that he was a little like, wow. I think he had to like go sit down and journal a little bit after it.
Yeah, I saw him actually. Yeah.
What is your goal with these sessions? Maybe it's not a goal, but what is your purpose?
To help you understand. Just that, to understand.
Yeah, it's like when I see it with a lot of other people who walk into the sessions, maybe shoulders are like this. And then when we leave, it's like,
yeah.
Which is beautiful. Does that work? I'm curious on this for me, because I work with a lot of people myself, one-on-one and with groups. Does this work drain you energetically? If so, how do you? Because there may be 8 people here. 2 hours with each person it's a lot. If it does, how do you prepare yourself or recover energetically?
Well, I learned. I don't know that this is maybe an ability that I build during these years, because before really I felt drained. Now I feel tired, but not drained. Maybe sometimes some sessions take me a lot of energy, but look, for example, if you are open, if you are receiving, and we have that conversation together, and you say, and you realize, and during the session you ask, about this and about this, we are doing this together, and that is a flow, and it's not heavy for me. But when somebody's close, for example, and I'm trying to find a way how to connect with that person, but that person at the end is that drain me because I'm giving a lot, but I'm not receiving that energy back. When you, it's about this because during the sessions I always feel this because the person is, realize, yes, oh my God, I never heard this before, um, because I'm trying to give light, and that light you receive that light, and at the same time I'm, uh, yes, I just received that in that moment. And for example, you come here, you called me 6 months later. Hey, let's Sabina, let's do the complete biography. I had to start again because I don't remember. Because during the session I'm really focused, but I don't keep the history, and later I don't go and chew the history of the person and I think and I speak about it. No, I am in the moment there, and later I know what I have to do. For example, if I'm with my daughter, if I have the time with my daughter, I am with my daughter. I'm not with my daughter and thinking about the last patient that I had. No, it's just I keep my mind free. In the moment, completely, I have a complete connection. But later, I just let that there in that space. I don't know if it's clear. I'll give you an answer
For
to
me,
that.
very clear, and I think this can relate to maybe other people who carry around feelings from other people's energies. Where, but if you can just take Sabina's advice and be really present when you're with people, um, maybe if you have the choice, be with people who are exchanging energetically versus just taking and not giving, to protect your energy. But leave it. Don't chew on it.
Yeah,
Leave it there. You don't need to continue to think about it
no,
because you're going to give what you can in the moment, but not take it home to have for dessert later.
no.
But that's beautiful. Um, I wanted to touch on the music here. I think it's important because wow, like absolutely unreal. When I first got here, I'm like, we had Christian the first time, and then this last time Gokula, and I was like, did they get the best musicians in Colombia to go? So I mean, I know you. We touched earlier on your amazing team. Um, from the musicians to the food to everyone, how do you develop such an amazing team? Do you attract it?
I think so. I think so. Yes, I don't know. Sometimes I have people, and that happened a few times, not a lot, that they come here for one day and later they say, no, this is not my place. Ciao. I know because this is not easy to because it's a lot of energy. Even the ladies in the kitchen sometimes told me, "Hi, Sabina, is today is too heavy." They feel the energy because everybody's purging their shit, emotions and anger and things like that, and that is on the air. Really, it's not. Maybe you can't see the energy, but it's there, and we feel sometimes it's maybe today is very 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 heavy. Um, yes, I attract them. I don't know if what else I can say. I feel the people, and sometimes I have a connection, and I ask them, and I invite them to work, and some people say yes sometimes, but yes.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it's just when you, for me, going through a session and then to hear the music from Christian or Gokula, and then Renato when he plays the flute, and the only word I can think of is harmony. It's just it's a really beautiful harmony to the experience, and you can tell that it's in English, a common euphemism is it's not your first rodeo. So it means it's like it's definitely not your first time doing this because the choreography here and how everything laid out, it's very good. And then the music, because sometimes silence when I'm going through my journey is nice and it's important.
Sometimes it's very important, but sometimes we try to see. We see when it's necessary the music, and sometimes we say just stop because we need silence. We feel. It's just about feel, but yes, the music is beautiful and always. Well, maybe some people don't know Spanish, but every song is about the life, about yourself, about the healing, about the universe, about uh, every good stuff.
Yeah, even if you don't, because for me, I don't understand what they're saying. Yo aprendido español,
But you feel the vibration,
feel the
you know,
vibrations.
the vibration. Because, for example, Gokula, I know that he's singing because he knows that he's planting the seed just with his music.
I'm going to see Gokula tonight, actually.
Oh.
He's playing at the concerts. I'm very excited. While we wrap up, I wanted to finish with um, the healing at Ayahuasca House. And first, I want to talk about Kambo, everyone's favorite. So, um, with Kambo, well, maybe I'll just let you explain. What the heck is Kambo?
Um, well, Kambo, well, the name of the frog is Philomedusa bicolor, and basically is to make a deep detox. So how it works? Um, you can eat when you will do Kambo. So we ask the people to come with our breakfast. We give you 3 liters of water, and later we with a little stick we burn the first layer of the skin, and later we apply the medicine. uh, Later it's a poison, but it's a poison that will help to release and detox your lymphatic system. So your body will make like a scan, searching for the toxin, but at the end your body don't say, I will take out this toxin and this toxin. No, is you throw out everything with the Kambo. That is the reason, because you have to drink 3 liters of water and maybe more. During the session you drink more water. So what is this detox for? To increase your immune system. Maybe if your immune system is not working well, that will uh, give you a
boost.
Yeah, a boost. Mm-hmm. And will clean not only um, your lymphatic system, will clean your blood, so you will feel that you are clean. And later, maybe not the same day because that takes a lot of energy, but later you feel a lot of energy. But it's because your body is clean. Your body is completely clean. Normally, um, we say that need to be 3 sessions. During the retreats, we do just 2 because it's a lot. It's hard. But some people can come later for another session to complete the cleaning, because look, all your life you are eating bad toxins with, and we never really clean. Before our ancestors, they used to purge and used to clean, but now nobody think about it. Like you have to detox. We have some testimonies about people who had cancer, lupus, um, maybe arthrosis, diseases like that. And with the Kambo, it helps a lot to release the pain. For example, people who feel a lot of pain in their bodies, the bones, this helps a lot. But I have to say something. It's not only the Kambo, because some people believe that, okay, I will detox, but okay, but you have to change your habits.
Yeah.
Because you do a big detox. It's not easy to do that. And later you continue, I don't know, eating milk products or sodas or maybe white bread or a lot of meat. Okay, again, you will take those toxins. So that is the reason, because we always, when the people come, we say about how you should eat, how you should feed your body to be healthy. Because if not, you will do that detox, but 1 month later you will be toxified.
Yeah, back to ground zero.
See,
Um, and with the COVID vaccine, is there a way through Kambo um, to get that out of our system? Because I know many people have been forced upon this shot and wanted out. Is it possible?
yes, and we have another medicines. I don't know if this is right to speak about these medicines, but are completely natural medicines to help you to clean the vaccine.
Wow.
Yes, of course.
Renato told me a story about a long time ago. There was a baby, maybe in this area, and it had hives or something from a vaccine. And you see the baby, and
Yes.
you're like, what's going on? And you take the baby to Ayahuasca House and you give the baby Kambo, completely cleaned.
It was something like this. It was something very weird because that not happen every day. I was riding my car. We was living in another place, and a lady with a baby. She said, "Hey, please help me." I say, "Look, one thing. I never stop with those things because I don't believe. Sometimes we live in Colombia, but for any reason I stop." And that lady say, "Take me to the hospital, please. It's an emergency." And why? What do you need? Look, my daughter, the baby had like 18 months more or less, and have a reaction, allergic reaction of the one vaccine. I don't remember which one, but
A vaccine?
yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know. I told her I have a medicine to do that, to take off the effects of that vaccine. And she say, okay. So I take her, I ask her her name when she was into the car. I take her to my home, and I don't know, she just complete belief. And I put one dot. And it was like a movie, and some people can say, that is not true, but I swear that I put the one dot in 10 seconds, those, ¿cómo se dice?
Rash.
Rash
Yeah.
disappeared. Just like it. And actually, later she worked like 3 years for me, and now she's a friend, and her daughter, and she have two daughters, and they are the best friends of my daughter.
I met her last time I was here, so I think that's why Renato told me the story. She was
Yes.
here. I just thought that was such a powerful, powerful story. And on top of that, earlier we talked about, we were looking at your books, and you said a guy named Joe Dispenza. And Joe Dispenza is very interesting because he was hit by a bus. I don't know if you knew this.
What was I saying?
He was hit by a bus. He was riding his
sí,
bicycle, hit by a bus, and the doctors told him he could never heal or walk again because he break his back. And through thought alone, he healed his back. And with Kambo, I think about these stories of people healing cancers and stuff, and Kambo is such a beautiful place to start because it cleanses the lymphatic system. But then after Kambo, we move to ayahuasca, and it helps the thoughts, and it's the beautiful combination of the two, because maybe with Kambo alone, maybe not clean the cancer, maybe it will, but maybe the power of the thoughts too with ayahuasca and the combination of everything you guys do here is really bringing in the true healing. Do you understand?
Sí.
See, I just want to share that because it's very interesting. So Kambo is everyone's favorite. It's very challenging to do, but as you can hear from Sabina, it's worth it. I did my third session last time I was here. Oh my god, I've gotten good at it. I've gotten good at drinking a lot of water. And then the Sayanenga, did I say that correctly? Sananga is it's these eye drops, and what fascinated me is I'm always looking of ways to decalcify my pineal gland, and that's what really interested me with Sananga is it's eye drops that burn, but it cleanses. Can you explain a little bit of Sananga?
Yes, it's that. It's a root. It's just a root, and we cook the root, and later we take the just the juice. We filter very well, and it's to yes to get better your eyes, your view. I would say. Um, for example, my husband had a, I don't know the name in English, but terigio. Terigio is a little layer or over your eye. You know, how is the name of that? I don't know.
¿Cómo se en español?
Terigio.
Terigio? I can translate later.
Okay. And that layer was over the iris.
I think it's glaucoma. Maybe glaucoma.
No, terigio is different. And just with the drops, terigio just go back in 1 month. And we have a lot of people with that. Help to the calf, to your pineal gland. And with the ayahuasca is a good combination because it's something that help to see inside you.
Very important.
Very important. At the end, we do everything for that, to help the people to see inside.
And then when I learned about that rapé, rapé is a mix of ash tobacco and other plants.
It's another plant. Maybe my husband he knows more about the combination of the tobacco, but yes, that helped a lot to first in physical way to clean the sinus. How you say all this part when it's stuck. Sometimes people who is suffering for years with sinusitis. Is that right way to say?
Yeah, sinuses, sinus infection or sinuses.
Tobacco help a lot because clean a lot, and later you can breathe very well, and help to calm thoughts. I want to say something. It's not about that maybe Kambo heal or ayahuasca heal or maybe sananga or tobacco or whatever you do. Those are just tools to help you. Just tools. Because nothing will do your inner job. Some people is asking for help, believing that something outside would help. And they are doing for years ayahuasca. Actually, I know some of them. It's sad, I know. It's not to make judgments, but it's doing a lot of. So tomorrow ayahuasca, tomorrow Kambo, and next week mushrooms.
Psilocybin mushrooms.
Yes,
Yeah.
next week another thing. No, just tools. It's good that it's help you, but at the end it's you.
Yeah. That's very important because in society we're always looking for the quick fix. And it's like, oh, let me go do ayahuasca,
For headache. No, no.
quick fix.
Yeah,
And
no, no.
no, it requires, you had said something earlier, homework.
Sí.
And we have our 4 days here, but after it's going to require a lot of work. So the people need to come and be willing to put in the work. And it's how serious you are with how you want to heal. And this is a great place to start, to have everything here to start your journey, but it finishes with you and your internal work.
We give you the tools, emotional tools too. When we are in the session, maybe you remember every what I told you. I remember you in some point. You was really like it's that because you realize and later you have to use it.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of aha moments, and then sometimes it might be uncomfortable too to actually maybe stay away from the certain foods when you get back to society, or to implement some things that we talked about. You and I talked about some things with my family, and then I was excited to share with you. It's like, hey, I took action on what we talked about, and that was uncomfortable for me. And maybe a lot of people won't take action because it's uncomfortable to do it, but it leads to that inner work. And I believe it is uncomfortable in the beginning.
Yes, look, it's not about change because change is big. It's about baby steps transformation. Day, one day by one day, and we start to do little homeworks, and later we realize, okay, there is nothing to be afraid. Okay, I go a little bit more far, and it's like this. It's not about that you have to change. It's impossible. I promise you. I'm still working on myself.
Yeah.
I still, yes, we are humans. We are humans, and we have to work a lot. Of course, that doing less mistakes every time. Um, of course, if I see myself 15 years ago and now, really, I walk a lot. I walk a lot, and I have to say, at this point, I'm proud of this journey, and I keep going. I'm still, I still study. I study because it's not about that I already study and that's it. No, I sometimes I feel that I need to learn more because this is my tool to help.
Yeah, learning is growing. Growing is learning. Well, Sabina, it's been such an honor. Thank you for sharing everything, and I really enjoyed this conversation. And for the listeners, how can they get connected with Ayahuasca House? Through the website? Is it just ayahuascahouse.com?
It's ayahuasca
Dash.
dash house.com.
Okay.
And we have there the icon of WhatsApp, and it's very easy. Just talk with Renato, and that's it. Or maybe you can, yes, just make us a call.
Yeah. And for all the listeners here on the DreamState Livin podcast, we've talked about something special for you that Sabina and Renato are going to offer you guys. So you can connect with them. Just make sure you say that you came from the DreamState Livin podcast, and they have something special. If you do want to come here for a journey, which we're looking forward to showing you what that is. And then also you can reach out to me. I can share with you my experience. More than happy to direct you to them, to Renato, and just take the first step in your journey, because it's really what it is. And then any questions, you can always put them in the comments. But Sabina, thank you so much.
Ay, gracias. Tan bonito. Gracias.